Hello everyone, and welcome to our Pathwork Village, where we put down our mask and exhale. The guide reminds us honesty is the most needed and most rare form of love among human beings. Together is the utter safety of simply being ourselves without conforming to our self-image. We come here to experience being more real in our gathering than we often are alone in our images and emotions of our unforgiving mind. We're here to help each other get through this thing, whatever this thing is. May we meet this moment fully. May we meet it as a friend. Here we just show up for ourselves and show up for each other. What brought us here will sustain and nourish us. Our experience of life can soften in an instant if we let it. Thomas Hubl tells us that when we come together in this shared field of presence, we can hold complexity, process what is unresolved, and reconnect with the deeper currents of life. The goal of this path is uncovering the center of our being, which is reality, which is our divine self, and through which fulfillment comes not in isolation, but in unity with each other. Our defenses, our pseudo-solutions create separation and misery. Nothing good comes from them, and they protect us from nothing. That's why we learn here to see through their hold on us and let them go. Many of us think that we're quite alone with our imperfections. When you show yourself as you really are, with all your weaknesses, without any pretense, you make a great and generous gift. Thank you. Rilke has some wonderful news. You are not too old, and it is not too late to dive into your increasing depths, where life calmly gives out its own secret. Wisdom isn't something to find. It's simply being still for a few moments, enough to see what is instead of what we fear might be. Now we can open to the love moving through all of creation that's already in every cell of our being, every particle. Today, with all the conflict and confusion out there, awaits the calm and deep peace of love in here. We can actually rewire our brain for higher consciousness, science tells us now, by stepping into love that's already here. Now our worst case scenarios fall away. Love is what we already are. Love is what happens when we simply be ourselves instead of trying to be what we think we should be. Love is not an emotion. It's our essence. It's who we are underneath the clothes and skin. Because it's our essence, it's not something we have to find, it's something we already are. Activating it is as simple as openly looking at ourselves without judgment. Love itself is this freedom to be, says Gangaji. Now we can experience our divinity and feel compassion and understanding for our humanity. Now the world can change as we evolve. So before we have our guided meditation, I'll say a few things because folks often share in the go-around that they struggle, and we all do at various times with being still. Just be willing to be still for a few moments. Just look and listen. No more is needed. Just being still, looking, and listening opens the door. Here's a simple way I notice stillness that I use often. Visualize that you never learned to swim. And you find yourself in deep water. Notice any panic, any fear, the thrashing around. You hear a voice that says, relax. You're safe now. Float on your back. Lay your head back in the water. What? Yes, you hear it say, with such calm you listen. And now you're floating calmly and without effort. So let the eyes soften. Go inside. And just turn everything over to the breath. Let the breath take you and breathe you. Let life come in and breathe you. There is an opening to heaven, here and now, right in the center of your chest, the heart chakra. Visualize a tall set of doors that swing open as feel the invitation to come within. The door to peace opens inward. Let the breath move through this holy place. Breathe in calm. Breathe out busyness. Breathe in relaxation to your belly. Breathe out tangled emotions. Breathe in peace to your mind. Breathe out the insane circus of constant thinking. Just breathing freely is freedom. In this sweet space, accept totally your own life as it is. Release any illusion you are in control. Let slip away any thought there's anything wrong with you, anything defective or unworthy. Let your awareness be open like the sky. Visualize sky all around you in every direction. And then let all the distractions float away freely like clouds. Each moment is sacred. Let this very breath be holy. Forget anything you were ever told about yourself. Forget everything you tell yourself. Forgive yourself for what you didn't know. Embrace all your hurts. Call them to your arms and feel them change. Let the joy underneath them flow freely. Let the breath of love fill the sails of your heart. Be a lamp unto yourself. Deeply inside yourself, you will find your way home. Ask your soul to give you the full vision of the truth. Stay with this genuine longing. It will be fulfilled. Take a moment and let ourselves be filled by the grace that's here. The grace inside us touching the grace around us. Taking all the time in the world, very slowly, in your own time, coming back to the circle, and also leaving part of you here at the well of your being. Seeing all the beautiful faces on the screen. Real people like you, like me. So we'll do our go rounds, and you say your name, where you are on the planet, and just a few things what you're noticing in you right now. And anybody can begin.
It's good to see Don Harvey's face after all this time. How you doing, Don? I'm feeling I'm feeling anxious and concerned.
Glad you're here, Frank. It's a good place to bring that.
Okay. I'm Dan. I'm in Richmond, Virginia, and I'm feeling some spaciousness in a crowded room up here.
Mhm.
Also, very happy to see Don.
Okay. Thank you guys. It's really good to see everyone here too, but I know you guys well, and so appreciate the welcome. Um, I'm Don. I'm in Linden, Virginia, up in the Blue Ridge Mountains. And a couple things that Brian was saying really struck me. A couple things I'm working on. I was in a drum circle where one of the messages I received was to live my life like a prayer. And the uh, thing that Brian said, every moment is precious, every moment is sacred, that really resonates with me. And then the other part, the being still, I've been working on that, but I still certainly haven't mastered it. And I know that that's something that I need more of, is that stillness.
Thank you, Don. So good to see you again.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see you all. I'm Milan. I'm in Rome. And I'm just jumping in after you, Don, because my son and I just got back from a drum circle. So, and I'm happy to be here and feeling still, noticing the stillness.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Welcome, Ellen.
Hello, everybody. I'm Saida, and I'm in Copenhagen, Denmark. And I'm dealing with feelings of attachment and disappointment right now, and feel also irritated and anxious.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not good. I'm noticing that, but this is the way it is for me right now.
Mm-hmm. Welcome, Saida, and I know there's tenderness for you and your navigations here, just as it is.
Hi everyone, I'm Sky, in Blacksburg, Virginia. Noticing some tension in like Brian was talking about, like we were working on the heart chakra today, and it was actually very beneficial for me because that's where I feel the most tension right now. Is kind of like a tension in the middle of my chest. It's kind of like a sort of what I usually get when I'm anxious, and it's like a bit of resistance taking a deeper breath. So just noticing that and creating a space for it within me. Just a loving and kind space for it all. And just, yeah, and there comes a bit of acceptance with it, a bit of glimpses of it. So, yeah, just today a bit something is stirred in me a little bit, and I'm just instead of trying to understand it, I'm kind of just being present with it. Yeah.
Welcome, Skylar.
Hello, everyone. I'm Chris. I'm currently in Napa, California. I am from Charlottesville, Virginia. I'm feeling calm and peaceful this moment, and I really was with your meditation, Brian. Thank you. I'm feeling peaceful right now. I've been navigating many complicated things in my life, so my peace kind of goes in and out. And navigating loss, complicated things in my personal life, and like everyone, I'm sure, having lots of reactions to what's happening around us and fear. Right this minute, I am basking in the calm. I'm really happy to be here.
Glad you're here, Chris.
Well, I'll take Charlottesville as a prompt. This is Bill sitting in the woods outside Charlottesville. I'm sitting with phrases like let the breath fill the sails of your heart. So sort of feel my center kind of open up when I heard that. And then also it only takes a minute to soften into a quieter place, which is really what I've been needing. I have my own practices to try to do that, but there's nothing like a circle like this with the deft leadership and the collective intention. Because like many of you, I've been dealing with turbulence in the U.S. political world, which I could go into a long story, but I won't. So it's really good to be here among you in this gathering.
Welcome, Bill. And it's even less than a minute. It takes an instant to soften.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kathy. I am in Arizona, Scottsdale area, and it's early for me, so I'm still in PJs and have scary hair. So I'm choiceful using the mask of the black screen this morning, but I really feel happy to be with all of you. And I've been doing some pretty deep work with myself this week, and I found a longing for community and to see the faces and be with people who do their own work too. So that's what brought me here this morning, and I'm joyful to be here with you all.
Welcome, Kathy.
Hello everyone, my name is...
Go ahead, Eunice.
My name is Eunice Ishimwe. I'm from Kigali, Rwanda, and I'm feeling restless, but at the same time held. I feel held at the same time, but also restless. I'm really happy to be here.
We're glad you're here too.
I'm Sean, excuse me, Sean in Blue Ridge, Georgia. I wanted to be here last month, but was full of fear and anger about all that was going on in the world, and didn't feel like I could show up in a way that was helpful. This morning I found myself anxious about reporting where I am in the world because, quite frankly, I didn't know. Hadn't had time to think about it.
Welcome to our Come As You Are event, Sean. where we put down the mask and exhale. Just accept the beautiful mess that we are.
I'm Esther from Swampscott, Massachusetts, and I'm wrestling. Well, I'm just feeling fear, I think, mostly, and it's surrounding the relationship with myself and relationships with others, and moving forward. Yeah, I can feel I'm kind of white and clammy and a little shaky.
Glad you're here, Esther. I want to welcome Sasha, who's there with Ellen and Rum. And Sonia, I see you're here. Welcome. Sonia Gluckman's on our screen and may not be hearing me speak right now.
I'm here.
Okay, well,
Hi, Brian. How are you?
I'm doing well, and I'm delighted to see you, Sonia.
Thank you. My screen is not working, and I need
Okay.
a moment because my mouth is full of breakfast. So hold on 1 second while I swallow.
Okay.
Okay, hi. So I am in New York City, and this morning I just felt lonely, actually. Lonely is not the right word. I felt my aloneness, and I wanted to connect with people who have similar aspirations, similar ways of connecting with their inner selves. And so here I am. Great to see you. You look great, Brian.
Thank you, Sonia. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you. I'm an old timer, old timer.
Sonia goes way back, the early days of the pathwork. It's great to have you and your joy, Sonia. That's one of the ways I see you.
Thank you.
A creature of joy. So just a few of us to go and invite you to know how welcome it is to welcome you here and just hear you say anything. So I think Sandy and Kathy were waiting to hear from you when you're ready.
So I can talk. I was having a little techno problem with my screen. My name is Sandy, and I'm in Minnesota, Minneapolis, and I like I think I've been hearing from a few people. I'm glad to be here, and I felt that it would be really a nice respite and a good thing to join in this little community, or this what word to use for it, this when the word comes back to me, I'll share it. But I'm glad to be here, and I'm feeling kind of apprehensive. Thanks.
You're most welcome, Sandy.
I'm Kathy from South Carolina, and I'm really dealing with a lot of problems that I can't get out of my system that are really unnerving. And I just need to be with community.
Welcome, Kathy. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
So I think everybody's gone. And my name is Brian. I'm in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. And I'm feeling vulnerable today, physically, and so that leads to emotional vulnerability on top of the physical. And I feel some mental vulnerability. I feel a little out of it. And I'm also hearing my own words about this being a come as you are event. And I'm taking that to heart. I'm also just happy to see all of you. It's really the bright spot in my month. So as usual, there's some things I want to share with you that have been percolating since the last time we met. Freedom is actually simple. The mind makes it complicated because the mind insists on control. We don't control anything, yet we influence everything in our lives by our thoughts, emotions, actions. So what we're doing here is inviting ourselves right here and now into personal spiritual discovery that is already here just by being still for a few seconds at a time. There is much old we can leave behind here, and much new that we can take with us. There's an Indian proverb that says, everyone is a house with 4 rooms: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Most of us tend to live in one room most of the time. But unless we go into every room every day, even if only to open the windows and air it out, we're not a complete person. Great chances for growth come now and then, but little ones arrive every day. Sonia, go ahead and mute yourself. Thank you.
Sorry.
So this is the ordinary magic right at hand, these little chances for growth that are arriving moment to moment. I say something now that may surprise you. Everything is working out for you. No matter what the story your mind and pain body are reciting endlessly. The evidence is not out there in whether things are easy or difficult. It's in here where peace is at hand, no matter the outer turmoil. Even if what's in here seems like a jumble, don't be fooled by the mind's ability to trigger emotions of doubt and fear. This is what our unforgiving mind runs on. We're a beautiful mess, just as we are. That's our humble humanity. Just underneath all that are those doors that swing open. Every untrue thought that we believe creates distress. Any stress in our life has illusion in it. Stress can only come from believing our thoughts about our experience. It does not come from the world. Realizing this is a major road to inner peace. Byron Katie. Remember, our unforgiving mind only knows to create separation within ourselves, because all it knows is separation. This isn't only inadequate, it actually brings us much more of what we wish to avoid. There is no illusion greater than fear, Lao Tzu says. And the guide says fear separates us from our surroundings. It makes us blind to the truth. It's important to keep asking for grace to help us be motivated by a genuine commitment to the active work of self-recognition and understanding. The truth is lived, not taught. And our thinking mind, left unattended, gets in the way of this. Rumi reminds us, unlearning is the highest form of learning. Self-love is what starts to flow when we see how much of our own suffering we can let go, when we see the parts of it we create, when we uncover and see what are real unmet needs that only we can fill. There's nothing in this world that can trouble us more than our own thoughts. The illusions in our thoughts began when we were young, with what others fed us from their own pain body. They became entrenched as we repeated the same to ourselves. and continue to do so unconsciously where it's hard to see, and even more humbling to admit. Remember, our mind will always believe everything we tell it. So we want to feed it with hope. Feed it with truth. Feed it with love. We want to free happiness from the chains of our habitual behavior. We want to turn to the areas in our lives that can open, where we can bring happiness into our direct experience. The more we allow our deeper inner joy and happiness by simply being still for a few moments, the less chained we are to the habits of our vicious circles, the more we can choose our responses to ourselves and the world. We can transform our vicious circles into onramps of positive creation. It's not about perfect. It's about willingness. It's about commitment. And when we reconnect to that every day, that's where transformation happens. That's how change occurs. So let's take some time together and just sit in the energy that's here, that's moving through me, through you, through us all together. And just notice anything that you want to say, don't want to say, and keep it about your direct experience right here and now. We're weaving a healing spell together. And the higher self that's in me is also in you.
And Brian, when you mentioned direct experience, it reminds me that lately I've just been seeing this stark difference between direct experience, which is being with people or being in nature or being with myself in a conscious way. It always feels pretty good. Maybe not all the time, but pretty much. Oh, this feels good, huh? And then there's what I call filtered experience, which, comes from things like this, And mostly I wind up, disturbed or distracted or numb. And I'm just increasingly noticing, like, wait, just go for direct experience. Just go for direct experience. I mean, so thanks for that phrase. It's like, it's really been helping me discern, like, what's bothering me? Well, because I'm not really in direct connection, right, with myself or with the wider world or with human beings. So, yeah, glad to be in direct experience with you all.
Thank you, Bill.
I'd like to share a bit of my journey in the direct experience this week. As I'm navigating many challenging things, my pathwork helper actually recommended Alan Watts, and I've been listening to his videos, and there's one that's just a 10-minute video, and the theme is trusting the universe, and it really has so many images that you were bringing to us, Brian, in our meditation, just swimming and breathing, and it's been really helpful. And I'm working with the image of just releasing the whole story of my whole human experience from the beginning. This isn't me. So I'm having that helps to bring peace to, like, the concept of this world being an illusion that pathwork has and Course in Miracles has. I find that really comforting. And sitting with prayer in terms of forgiving the people in my life and myself, and releasing the story as an illusion. And it's kind of where I've been. It's a challenge off and on. I have my addictive impulses with my phone, et cetera, et cetera. So it's really work in progress. So, but thank you for feeling really a lot of support this moment in this community and with your words, Brian. Thank you.
I noticed the paradox of my inviting the stillness and also asking you to share at the same time. So I'm not taking any quiet as a sign of failure of any kind, really. It's
I'll share what's been happening that's really overwhelming me. There's two things. One is that I'm having problems with some fraud, and it's very unnerving, and I feel like I have to keep on top of it, and I get kind of flummoxed kind of easily. And then the other thing is I tend to seclude myself, except for my husband, and my husband is not a good influence on me, and so I don't have much input that's positive, and that was the way my whole life was. And I've been trying to figure a way out of it. It's right now I'm just overwhelmed. I can't seem to shake the oppression that I'm feeling. Seems feel a sense of peace or a sense of being part of the universe. I feel like guess I feel like I'm overwhelmed by other people's opinion of me.
Yeah.
And I don't, it's not that I respect their opinion, it's just that I don't have any other opinion coming at me. And that's another thing, is I always, they say you attract what you project or something like that. And I try to be, kind and honest and all this, but then I seemed like I was, I think I was brought up under, I was a scapegoat, and so I was always blamed and never had an opportunity to feel like I wasn't to blame. So despite whatever I did, I still had that same negative input, and it just seems to follow me. So I can't shake it. I'm not outgoing, so I don't express my real self a whole lot. And maybe people think that I'm easy, I'm an easy target or something like that. I don't know.
So, Kathy, look at Don for a moment. Notice his hands. And
Oh, okay.
saw Chris have her hands up for a moment, and we're really here with you in your overwhelm.
Thank you.
In what you're navigating. It matters to us.
I appreciate it.
We feel our tenderness. We feel our wish for your well-being. Just really let yourself see what's here with you right now.
Appreciate it.
You know, there's nothing wrong with you because of your struggles. We all have our version, right? And that's what really lets us be here with you the way we are.
Oh, thank you. My source of comfort, really, my only.
Yeah. Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you.
Soak it up. It's real. Time release. And again, I'll say what I've said before, the beauty of inspiraling like this is often we don't know what we're going to say until we hear ourselves say it, right? And in doing so, we uncover a part of ourself for ourselves. That's the beauty of being here together and sharing.
It resonated with me when you said, Brian, that truth is lived and not taught. Really reminding me of one of the quotes by neurologists, that we really experience our nervous system most of the time, not like by projecting and thinking constantly. Is like, what is the truth? The truth is when we quiet the mind and actually leave and stay in the present moment. That's when we experience the truth. Otherwise, it's just experiencing that nervous system, right? Our senses and just thoughts and projections, and which is not the total truth to it all. Yeah, that resonated with me a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Scholar.
Hearing Kathy's share definitely touched me. It's some of it's like the state of women, in the world, or the feminine aspects, and yeah, I'm more in touch with. I was feeling fear now, and then I was able to feel sad, and I think it's the stillness as I can feel them, can help me just move it through my body. So I'm very grateful for everybody here too.
Yeah. Thank you, Esther. What's coming to me right now is the stillness is not something we have to do. It's something that's already inside of us. And it's perfectly okay just to experience it a few moments at a time and not fall for the trap of the mind that says, look, you had it and you fell out of it, right? Because actually, the good news in being in the stillness, and then for some sequence it's slipping away, is we notice it's missing, right? Like, oh, I want to reconnect with that somehow, right? To do it at all, to do stillness at all, is to do it well, right?
I'd like to add that I can relate to what Kathy shared. I'm going through some similar things, and it's taking me a long time to realize that these things, like, they may be several bazillion lifetimes old, and they sometimes are resolved quickly, and most often they're like really deep underlying patterns, and they take a little while, and they do follow us around, and or they follow me around. And I have not to get too personal, but I have a root canal coming up tomorrow morning, and I am not excited about it at all. And I realized earlier today, that I'd been thinking about it, and just thinking about everything that could go wrong. Like, there are a bazillion things that could go wrong. And this morning I kind of stopped doing that somehow, and turned it around, and I guess I just let it go, and started thinking, well, it could go really well, and I'll feel really, really wonderful afterwards. And all of those things that I'm worried about and thinking might happen, they probably won't. I hope they don't. And yeah, so anyway, I just wanted to share that. It was just like pulling up the shade and seeing the sunshine outside.
That's beautiful, Sandy. And thank you for being the poster child here for us, and realizing how we're catastrophizing, and then considering gently giving ourselves some positive visualization about what can be a fearful experience. And invite you tomorrow when you're sitting in the chair just to close your eyes for a moment and feel us all around you there in the room and giving our soft and sweet best to you.
Thank you.
So see who else wants to speak here before we go into another guided experience together.
I want to say something here. I'm not sure what. I can relate to Kathy, saying it's very difficult to shake. I have a lot of angst, and it's definitely driven by my mind, but I'm aware that, through, early experience and then reinforcement by my mind of the negativity, pain around that early experience, it like really created an imprint in my body, like I'm wired for this kind of disappointment and angst. And it's been really helpful today to kind of get to that still spot so I can, see that hardwired or that firmware, I can see it in the larger space of the stillness. And it's a long slog for sure, but I feel like it is, letting go of the mind and what it has to, its constant judgment and self-talk around, this pattern in me that's so deeply imprinted. Just letting that go and being in the stillness. And it, like you said, a moment or two here and there, if I can really feel, wow, that's really different than the usual, it's very helpful. It feels like it's kind of a gradually a healing process.
Thank you, Dan. And that's a beautiful segue to what we're going to do. And we'll come back to the open floor when we're on the other side of this. So just shift on your chair for a moment and find a fresh spot. Let the eyes soften. Gently come back inside. And visualize yourself exactly where you find yourself in life at this time. Just gaze at this being, doing the best it can. The best it knows how. See all the thoughts and emotions it's carrying. Such a heavy load. Notice how it stumbles under all the burden. You can see the deep fatigue. You suddenly realize now you are the witness, the one seeing. And your heart opens to this amazing human. because you're the one who's been there all along and seen everything. The beauty and the terror. The sorrows and the joys. The faith and despair. The light and the dark. Let yourself see countless snapshots of your life since it began. One scene melts into another. From every moment of this present existence here on earth. Let your witness heart open to the one you are seeing. Just allow it to open. Love knows what to do. Feel yourself come into the arms of love. Feel your arms gently wrapping around yourself. In all your longing and deep capacity for love. Feel a deep and solid and long hug for yourself. And from the security and safety of this oasis, let yourself slip into the current of your longing. Trust the depths. They do not threaten you. Trust the current. However swift, it will not sweep you away. You are here, where you belong, in the arms of love. Whenever you doubt this, feel your arms embracing you with strength, presence, and ground. let yourself gently turn this way and that. Wherever the life stream sweeps you, in its loving cosmic current. Again, very slowly in your own sweet time. Letting part of you stay here in the arms of love, and another part, and it's coming back to our beautiful circle together. Allowing any softening The Buddha said you can search the wide world over and not find anybody more deserving of love than you are yourself. I'm so grateful to know this. So like Sandy was a role model for, from this place of the stillness, instead of the fear, instead of the negative thinking, we can extend to ourselves what we've been waiting for, which is kindness, patience, understanding, all benefit of any doubt. And what we've been considering today is just being still for a few moments. It just starts to flow. That it just opens the door to the love that's already in every particle of our being, right? Not as a concept, as an energy. And really our spiritual journey primarily is just uncovering the truth of this for ourselves, right? The truth that gets covered up by all our patterns of thinking and the emotions that are slaves to our patterns of thinking. And when we can see those, we can step to the side of them. And as we do, this energy that we're really so thirsty for starts to flow on its own. We've gotten out of its way. So we have about 5 minutes or so. Let's just be here with each other and see what wants to be said, what wants to be shared, witnessed, affirmed.
I just have to admit, maybe humbly admit, that when people talk about teeth, it triggers me because I was teased when I was young because I had buck teeth. And so it's just something that I guess it's great to get touched, notice, observe myself, and just take it to the stillness is what I'm doing at this point. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you, Esther.
Well, thanks for that visualization, Brian. As often is the case, it just takes me places I didn't expect. And I found myself standing at a door, and it sort of turned into a doorway to elderhood, and felt all the resistances and all the judgments. And then I kind of felt one of my grandfathers. And then all of a sudden, not just one grandfather, but several ancestors kind of came to me, and their energy sort of came into me. I was like, whoa. Yeah, that was quite powerful. And I would encourage everyone, if you haven't ever done any ancestor work, that's a rich mind. It's been a rich mind for me, at least. There's a lot of energy out there in your constellation that is there to support us if we invite it in a good way. So yeah, that was, and not only are we not alone in this body, we're not alone in the subtler bodies. So.
Thank you, Bill.
Yes, thank you, Bill. That was really inspiring. I feel validated. I've been doing some shamanic work lately and connected with an aunt who is with me. So sometimes it's hard to believe, is that really true? So I appreciate your words. And during this meditation, I think what I could see myself comforting myself, but then I also brought in spirit. Well, I've been cultivating relationship with Jesus, the Jesus of and spirit, so I could, like they were my secure base. So, nurturing me. So thank you. It was really, really helpful.
Thank you, Chris.
I found myself, through path work, learning how to love and hold my little boy. And, that takes me back, that's a practice that I need to do more often. But holding my little boy, with the adult Don, but who holds the adult Don? And what I see from my shamanic practice is my totem, the white bear behind me, hugging me. And as I say that, I just feel the energy of his love just holding me and really caring for me.
Thank you for that powerful visualization.
Well, for me, what came to me, I mean, like for this past week, is like having to experience being childlike. I realized that, like, from when I started like maturing into adulthood, it felt like I'm losing that freedom to live, to be present, and that I constantly have to remind myself that I shouldn't take everything too seriously. So earlier this morning, I reflected on that when I saw a little kid. So she's a neighbor. She came to visit us, and then we played ball with her. I just noticed how she was just free and enjoying just kicking a ball. And I'm like, okay, sometimes we get chances like that to be with amazing people, have great conversations, but we're in our minds, or we're with our emotions, our negative emotions, and we don't even get to experience whatever good is around us. We don't get to sit around and see whatever is around us, all the goodness that is around us. So I got to sit with that, and I just felt like I have to say to myself that I choose to be in the present moment and to see all the divine love that surrounds me each single day, watching that little child play.
Thank you, Eunice. And as we come in for a landing here, I invite us to soften our gaze for a moment and just visualize that human being in our gaze that we were witnessing, and letting ourselves be, through our voice, the witness, the observer self, the gateway to the higher self, and saying to the human in us, I'm here with you. I'm here with you. Let yourself hear yourself say it with some conviction. And then taking yourself off mute, really bringing that same energy here to all the faces on the circle. I'm here with you.
I'm here with you.
I'm here with you.
I'm here with you.
Here with you.
Here with you.
I'm here with you.
Here with you.
I'm here with you.
I'm here with you.
I'm really here with
you.
I'm here with you.
I'm here
with you.
Here with you.
Me too. I'm here with you.
Beautiful, Sonia. I feel you.
Yay.
You're beautiful. And I love you.
I love you too, Brian. I'm very happy to have been here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Bye, everybody. I love you.